Hello everybody, my name's Shalise. Welcome now back everybody to the Sin Counter for House of the Dragon. We're doing episode 5 and this one's gonna be a doozy. Let's start off with the Greens. And who committed the first sin for the Greens? It's none other than Sir Otto Hightower. What does Otto Hightower do once again? Oh, he just plants an idea into Alicent's mind that her children and herself are now at risk because since Rhaenyra's in power, she will now have to slaughter Alicent's kids in order to secure her claim to the throne. To be honest with you, Otto's not wrong in the sense of telling Alicent this truth. It is true in order for Rhaenyra's claim to be more secure, Alicent's children need to be dead since they're male heirs. The fact is, though, it is true. But we all know Otto Hightower, we all know he's scheming, we all know he wants more power, and we all know he's manipulating his daughter like another pawn on the chessboard like he's been doing since episode 1. Alicent is just a victim in this since episode 1 through 5 and is continuing the show. The thing is, though, it's not going to be always Alicent's fault, but for this one, we're including another sin for Sir Otto Hightower. He's right in what he says, but he's using tradition as a lot of ways to get over his daughter and using logic to get over her. And technically, he's not wrong, but he put her in the position, and I'm going to give him a sin towards him. So one more point for Sir Otto Hightower. And now we're going to introduce a new player to the board for the Greens. We're going to give this to Larys. What does Larys do in this entire episode? Well, he plants an idea. Well, not an idea. He just gives more dissension into Alicent's mind about Rhaenyra's transgressions. Larys reveals that the princess sneakingly, that he feels concerns for the princess, his concerns, in quotations, that she alright because the maester gave her a special tea to make sure she's okay. In other words, we all knew that Rhaenyra took the either abortion tea or the tea that stops her from getting pregnant. Either way, he puts more dissent into Alicent's mind, and this is a point where Larys has entered the game of drones. Now, which side is he truly on? Who knows? But this is a sin towards Larys, and since he's going to be with the Greens later on, it's a sin for himself. So Larys gets a point for the Greens. Now, let's go to the next person for the Greens. We're going to give to Sir Criston Cole. He commits 2 sins this entire episode, and he's on the first. This is the first time he's been on board. So for episode 1 through 4, he committed basically no sins, in my opinion. But his 2 sins are this: 1, believing that a freaking Rhaenyra would actually go with him to live a nice, happy, peaceful life. In no way, shape, or form was Rhaenyra ever going to want to go to live a normal, poor life with Sir Criston Cole being madly in love. No. Rhaenyra wants the Iron Throne. She wants to be the first queen ever on the Iron Throne. She wants immortality, like she says, and she doesn't want to ship to the Shy. Sorry, Sir Criston, that's a sin on you for believing Princess Rhaenyra would actually want that. That is a sin for you. Common sense escapes him. Other sin, he killed Joffrey at a wedding. That guy didn't do anything to you. That's a sin towards you. Probably it was roid rage. He just snapped. And more than likely, I would have given him 2 sins for this. But the fact is, he was going to off himself at the end of this entire episode. And if it wasn't for Alicent, he would have committed it. So I'm getting 1 sin for killing a dude at a wedding. And the other sin for actually believing Rhaenyra will actually be with you at the end. Sorry, Sir Criston. You get 2 sins for the Greens. And now it's time for the Blacks of what they have committed in episode 5. Okay, let's start off with Daemon. Daemon has committed a total of 4 sins for episode 5. What did he do? He killed his first wife, you know, the woman who he said he would rather sleep with an animal or sheep than to fuck her. He killed her off. He drowns her family at Rhaenyra's wedding, who demanded to seek justice, and who is tired of him getting away with his shit. Also, he threatens to have their lands claimed for himself. So he's not only killed his wife, he's drowned her family, and now he thinks about, evicting his dead wife's family off the land. He's petitioning to take that land away from them. So that is 3 sins right there for Daemon Targaryen for that whole fiasco. And the final sin for Daemon Targaryen for episode 5 is touching Rhaenyra on the wedding day in front of everybody, in front of her father, your brother, who you knew you ruined Rhaenyra's reputation in front of the father, and this is the reason why Rhaenyra has to marry Laenor, because of you. So, at the end of the day, Damien gets a total of 4 sins for Team Black. And for Rhaenyra, she gets 2 sins total for the Blacks in this entire episode. She gets 2 more sins for this one because she does one thing in particular with Sir Criston Cole. You could deny him. You could deny Sir Criston Cole that it was a mistake to sleeping with him. You could deny that you do not want to be with him romantically, like forever for marriage. But after you knew you broke the guy's heart, why on earth did you think that he would be okay still being a side piece to you? Granted, she's young, she's naive, she doesn't really understand the complex situation that she's put Sir Criston in. But still, it's a sin against her, because the fact is, if Criston Cole was delusional and believing Rhaenyra would leave with him, and forget all her about her responsibility and her power, and her claim to the Iron Throne, Rhaenyra was equally as stupid as to think Sir Criston Cole would just be okay with everything after you just denied him straight to his face that you do not love him, and you are not willing to give up everything for him. So, I'm sorry, it's a sin against her as well. Her being naive in this situation as Sir Criston Cole is a sin for each character. So, 1 sin for her for that. And the final sin is egging your uncle on in front of your future husband's family. You egg Daemon on, you're dancing all sexy with him, and you lean into the his touch when he puts his hand on your neck. You think you should have done better. You think you could have done better. You think this would be a better situation. You think other lords are going to respect you or anybody else is going to treat you fairly. You think anybody's going to take you seriously. I mean, Rhaenyra just doesn't think she's just like Daemon. They just have passions. Well, maybe she's not think like Daemon. Maybe because she was groomed by him. But that is another sin for Rhaenyra Targaryen for the Blacks. She has a total of 6 sins for her entire family for the Blacks. She has committed 6 sins total from episode 1 through 5, while Daemon has a total of freaking 11. 11 plus Rhaenyra's 6 equals 17 points for the Blacks for their entire sins to beat the Greens out. The Greens and their score is none other than Otto Hightower has 7 sins total from episode 1 through 5. He is the benchmark for why just constantly conflict with Alicent, with Rhaenyra, and he's a big part of why the Greens have a lot of sins. Alicent has 2 sins total. Again, she doesn't really commit anything from episode 1 through 5 as totally villainous stuff or naive stuff. She just put herself in a situation right now, and it technically is her fault, and technically is not her fault. Larys commits another sin for the Greens because he's introduced. He influences Alicent. Granted, he may not be a Green yet, but he still influenced Alicent in a way that caused her more delusions and caused her to have more anxiety. So, Larys gets a point. Criston Cole gets 2 points again because, again, he thought Rhaenyra was going to go away with him, run off with him, and he killed an innocent man. 2 sins for Sir Criston Cole. So out of a total of that, we got a total of, what? 7 for Otto, 2 for Alicent, 2 for Sir Criston Cole, and 1 for freaking Larys. So that is a total of 12 sins total for the Greens. But what's your personal opinion, everybody? You think the Greens should be a little bit more higher for the sins? You think the acts of Rhaenyra is not as reckless or as much stupid as other characters? What's your personal opinion? My name's Elise. However, everybody. Bye-bye.